it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and I'm excited to tell you today that I have a new stencil design that is an ATC Mixup stencil coming out today from StencilGirlProducts.com. And this one is called Desert Scenes, and it's 9 little stencils, basically the size of an artist trading card, which is 3.5 by 2.5. They're a little bit bigger than that. All on one 9 by 12 piece. And as you can see, what I did is I cut them apart. So from now on all the rest of the videos, you'll see them in little sections. There are a couple more videos coming after this one. So, of course, they sent me a prototype to approve, and I wanted to play with it and see how it worked. So I took my guillotine cutter and I cut the 9 little stencils apart. Later, I'll punch a hole in the corner of each one if there's not a hole already near it, and I will string them together on one of those wire key holders that screws together, and then I'll have them all together but separate. And I can pull them off and on as I intend, or use them still on the key ring. That's fine too. So, of course, I'm a collage artist, and the first thing I did was try them out with some collage. So for today's 3 artist trading cards, the base starts with some collage. The paper I'm using, usually I would make artist trading cards out of heavy watercolor paper, but I had this paper from Arteza, that a big pad of it that's called acrylic paper, and it's heavy and thick. The only difference is it has kind of if it looks like canvas, like there's been canvas pressed into it, kind of the little crisscrosses. And I took a piece of that and I cut it up into 15 artist trading cards to play with. So for this first one, I glued down, I think it's 4 different types of paper. Now these are all desert scenes, so I was trying to go with, in most cases on this, go with realistic colors for what these things are for these test ATCs. Later I'll make some videos using them in other ways. But it's an ATC mashup stencil. I wanted to make ATCs with it. So those 4 papers were glued down, and then I decided to play with pastes because texture pastes are fun to use with stencils. They make a little bit of a raised something, and I tried all different ones. I had this whole box. I've been cleaning my studio and organizing and trying to get rid of stuff that I'm not using, and I found this box of all these different types of texture pastes. So this first one is a TCW paste, and it's called Copper Penny. I think this is Copper Penny. No, this one is bronze. I think this one is bronze. So I put the stencil down over my little collage bit. I scraped the paste through it and then smoothed it down with a card, and then I left it to dry overnight. So you can see there's a stack up there at the top of the screen. Those are all of the 9 designs, but you won't see all of the finished ones in this video. There is, like I said, 2 more videos coming after this one where you see them separated, because the whole process would not fit into a short video that I needed to make. So then I took this and I took some watercolors in yellow and quinacridone gold type colors, and I kind of ran my number 8 brush with watercolor through the different lines to try to get some delineation. And then I put a sticker on, and I put a little button and then a press-on gem up in the corner, and the sticker says magic. And then I thought, you know what, if it's going to say magic, it needs a little bit of more shimmer. Now the paste I put there is a metallic paste, so it's kind of shimmery already. But I decided I wanted a little bit more of something. So I got out these Magicals powders by Lindy Stamp Gang, and I just went over in a few more spots with this autumn leaf colored one, which is kind of a copper color. It's a water-based product, and you just mix it with water on your brush. I just used the little lid, and then that added some more sparkle to this one because these powders have mica in them. I did spritz it a little bit to let it run and kind of patted off the excess water. But yeah, this was the first one, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's got all the colors. So this particular little stencil was designed to look kind of like something in Arizona called the wave, which is something. It's a formation that has all these different colors of reds and yellows woven together. It's sandstone, and that's what the stencil is designed like. I mean, it's obviously not exactly the same. I drew it, but I was thinking about that wave formation when I drew it. If you wondered, what is that thing? If you look it up, Arizona, the wave, you'll find a picture of it, and it's pretty cool. You can't actually go into it unless you have a permit, and they do it by lottery. So I've never actually been to it, like up in it to really look at it. I would like to, but I always forget to apply to the lottery. And then you're like, dang, now I have vacation and I wished I could go see that, but I can't because I don't have a permit. So that's kind of how it goes with my life. So then this next one, again, I started with little bits of paper, collage. This medium paper in the grayish scratchy paper in the middle is a piece of magazine that I used some sandpaper on, which is kind of fun. You can do that with stencils too. I know you've seen me do it on this channel before. Maybe I'll do it with these stencils later on in a different video. But I glued that down again with some glue stick to this acrylic paper that I cut into 3.5 by 2.5 inches for ATCs. Made sure everything was glued down. And then I took some metallic black paste and put that through the stencil. This stencil is an ocotillo plant. You guys might notice that my channel is named PaperOcotilloStudio. That's kind of what they look like in stencil format. And I thought that was really cool. Of course, I let it dry overnight. This one didn't need a whole heck of a lot. I just left it with that kind of shiny, metallic-y looking black. I put a little bit of black ink around the edges to frame in the pattern. And then I put a sticker on it from a Tim Holtz sticker pack. I have several different ones that you'll see me interchanging out throughout this process. I can't remember what it says. Let me look. It's kind of far away. It says focus on the good. And that is the second one in this video. You see, it didn't need anything else. It's got interesting stuff all going on without any other touching of anything. So then this is the third one. I had a scrap of some gel printed paper, and that's done with a stencil, and I just simply glued a whole piece of it to the card. Now, why am I gluing it to the card? An ATC needs to be stiff, like a playing card or a Pokemon card or a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's a baseball card. It's something for trading. That's the whole point of it. And then you trade with other artists, and then you get a collection, and you put them in baseball card sleeves, and you can have like this little piece of art that someone else created that isn't going to cost you $1,000. You traded one of yours for theirs, but you now have something that they created. And I think it's really cool. I love artist trading cards. If you want to trade artist trading cards, there's lots of swap groups that are doing it on Facebook and Instagram, and I don't know, probably Snapchat and Twitter, and I don't know, but there's a lot of ATC swapping going on out there. So for this one, I used, I think this is the copper penny. I'm getting confused if I know I used one of them the bronze and one of them the copper penny, but I can't remember which one is which. The copper penny is more orange colored. So actually it was the wave one, and then this is the bronze that's on this one. This is a totem cactus. I have a big totem cactus in my backyard, and they're named that because they kind of look like totem poles. In the monsoon season, they get big 4-petaled flowers on them and this fruit thing that falls off. It's kind of stinky, but it's really cool cactus shapes. The way it forms is really neat. So for this one, I used, I didn't feel, because the background was like kind of quinacridone gold, and then I put this bronze on there. It didn't have a lot of separation. I couldn't see the pattern very well. So I took this Pentel color wash brush that is sepia, and I went around the shapes, and then I spritzed it with water and let it run in between so that you could see the pattern of the stencil. I mean, that's the whole point, right? Why put it on there if you can't see it? And then I think I splattered it with some white paint. Yeah, I did. I splattered it with some white paint from my Posca pen. And then I have these little, I guess you'd call them sequins. I'm not sure really what they are. Someone sent them to me in a Happy Mail, but they're these little donut shapes, and I picked some of the orange ones and some of the red ones, and they also have glitter on them. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but they're cool. And I used some diamond glaze, which is like a self-leveling, shiny dimensional glue to glue them down and then to kind of fill in the hole of each one. And those are to represent those little funky fruits that grow on them. Right now, it's the end of monsoon season. There's a totem cactus in the front yard of a house down the street that has about 20 fruits on it, which I've never seen before. So it was pretty awesome. So then I used one of the Tim Holtz. I think this one is called something like phrases from books. It's like little cutouts, and it's kind of an off-white color. I use that. It says a time of wonders because I was thinking about that amazing cactus. So that's it for today's video. Remember, there'll be a couple more videos coming up with these new stencils. You can buy it at StencilGirl Products. Thanks. Bye-bye.